Crazy Rich Asians is a rom-com based off of the book of the same name. In the film, Rachel and Nick have been happily dating for over a year in New York City, but their relationship is put to the test when Rachel accompanies him to his best friend's wedding in Singapore. There, she learns that not only is Nick's family extremely wealthy, but he's one of the most sought-after bachelors in the entire country. Hi, my name is SeanChandler, and I started this channel because I was driving everyone around me crazy talking about movies way too much. If you can relate to that you like to talk about movies more than the people around you, you just might belong here. With that in mind, go ahead and join us down in the comment section. What did you think about Crazy Rich Asians? I'd love to hear your take on it, and rom-coms in general. What do you think about them? Let me know your thoughts down below. With that said, let's get started talking about the good. And probably the best thing about this movie is that it's just such a pleasant surprise to get a straightforward rom-com released in theaters that's actually good. Because we get a lot of dramedies that are good, like last year's The Big Sick, but this is just a lighthearted, fun, romantic, funny movie. This feels like one of those genres that went out of style about 10 years ago, and this movie is just a reminder of how pleasant this genre can be. A big part of what elevates this movie above much of the genre is that it all feels very grounded, starting with that central relationship between Rachel and Nick. They feel like two people that met each other and fell in love, and there is a cultural clash behind the scenes that she's not aware of and he doesn't know how to properly navigate, but it feels real. Likewise, the tension and conflict that they face when they get to Singapore doesn't feel like it's based off of movie shenanigans and absurd scenarios. No, it's based off of actual human interactions that would occur. There would be people that would be jealous of Rachel. There would be people that would assume that Rachel's just a gold digger trying to take advantage of her. But the far deeper conflict in the movie comes down to cultural differences and cultural values, where Rachel is deeply American and values happiness and individualism. Nick's family, especially Nick's mother, values family and responsibility and duty. Throughout the film, Nick is torn between these two sets of values, and it just makes for legitimate, authentic drama and conflict. And of course, this is a rom-com, and it did have my theater laughing from beginning to end. The scene stealer here is very much Awkwafina. Every time she's on screen, she absolutely takes the spotlight and had the theater just busting a gut laughing. And finally, each of our characters are given all sorts of little nuances that make them interesting. Like the Michelle Yeoh character, in a lot of ways, could come off very cold, distant, and like the villain of the film, but they give her these little details, in particular the opening scene of the movie, that shows the other side to her that still makes her like likable and relatable in her own way. Or take, for example, the lead character of the movie that is, of course, charming, likable in a very down-to-earth sort of way, but they add this detail where she's an economics professor specializing in game theory in the movie, and they incorporate that into the plot of the film in some of the scenes, which just works out really nicely to tell a different type of story and have a character that just kind of pops in a unique way. From there, let's move on to the bad, and honestly, I don't have any big issues with the film. There's just somewhat the limitations of the genre, and that's to say that this is very much a genre film. It follows the rom-com template pretty much to a T. Now, it's interesting twist. It's a great execution on the template, but as you're watching the movie, you know, as people go on certain trips, that something bad's gonna happen. You know when certain big reveals are gonna happen, where there's a miscommunication or new information's gonna be revealed that's gonna drive people apart. It all kind of plays out when you think it's going to happen, even though they are clever in the specific ways under which these things happen. Also, there's a few of kind of these side characters in it that are a little bit stock rom-com characters. In particular, Awkwafina's brother feels like one of these stock characters that I've seen in so many rom-coms. I mean, it works in the movie, it made me laugh, but it felt very familiar. But really, that's it. It is a genre film, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Before I give you my full thoughts on it, go ahead and tell me down below in the comment section, what did you think about this movie? Have you read the book? All that fun stuff. Tell me down below. As for me, I would rate this one a B+ and give it an 8 out of 10 on the entertainment meter. For me, this is another great comedy for adults this year. If you want to see some of the other movies that I've thoroughly enjoyed this year, check out that video to the left. I think that you'll thoroughly enjoy it, and thank you so much for watching.